Photographers talk about a phenomenon known as the Zion glow. And this is basically when the direct sunlight hits the bright orange walls and reflects gorgeous orange light back into the scene. And that is what I have come in search of today in the Narrows. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the Narrows, it's basically a gorge. It's a really long canyon with walls reaching thousands of feet high, and a river runs through the canyon, so you have to hike through the river. I am under no illusion today. The Narrows are a difficult location to photograph if you haven't been here before. It's not something you can go on Google Earth and find out where the best viewpoint is, or the bend in the river, or anything like that. The Narrows, it's all about the glow. It's all about the Zion glow. And this glow happens at different parts of the canyon at different times of the day. So as the sun moves across the sky, it reflects off different parts of the canyon wall, offering an image here for 15 minutes, and an image there for 10 minutes, and then an image here. So the pros, you know, the good guys who come here time and time again and intimately learn the workings of the canyon, they know where the glow happens and at what time. I don't have any of that information. So if I'm lucky enough to get clear skies, which the weatherman promised, if I'm lucky enough, then I'll need a second bit of luck to actually be in the right place at the right time to try and capture a glow, because I don't know when it happens. I tell you what I do have. I have a compass. I'm trying to use this to figure out where the sun's going to be at a particular time and where that might hit and then reflect off. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Use the compass, find the compositions, and just pray and hope to the weather gods that the clouds disperse and we get lovely blue skies. But I've got to be honest, it's actually worse now than it was an hour ago, so I have no idea what's going to happen. No idea. The skies are still as white can be. I am very, very disappointed in all the weather websites that I checked last night. But, you know, one day is not enough. So I shan't be disheartened. But on the plus side, I have found quite a nice little composition here, which doesn't necessarily require the Zion glow. And it's just a lovely tree. I'm so sorry, I don't know what type of tree it is. I don't really know my trees, especially not around these parts. Anyway, lovely tree with autumnal yellow leaves on, with a relatively dark background, a lovely leading line of rocks and running water. The whole scene's quite lovely. It's quite colourful as well, because the water's incredibly turquoise, the sand is very white, the leaves are bright yellow, and then you've got the dark green walls in the background. So, you know, it's not an image that I came here for, but I think it's definitely worth taking. I saw a video basically saying why you don't need polarizers. They just give really bad examples of why a polarizer doesn't work, and it's a bit like saying you don't need a car and then demonstrating this fact by walking 50 meters to work. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to show you now what my polarizer is doing and why you should always use a polarizer. No, don't always use a polarizer, but in the right circumstances, use a polarizer. Here we have lots of people and a lovely tree, okay? Now look at the water and look at the leaves. All right, that is little to no polarization. And then I'm going to spin the polarizer with these two hikers, and it just gets rid of the glare off the water. Look how bright the rock is, yeah? And then look how much more contrast and saturation there is in this part of the image with the polarizer. No polarizer, polarizer. So that is a great example of when you should use a polarizer. Wet rocks reflecting the sky from above. Right, I've still got to wait for this traffic to pass before I can take my picture. So you can experiment with your shutter speed with moving water, but in this instance I'm not too concerned. I'm on an f11, and with the polarizer that gives me a half-second exposure, which is just about right. I'm focused on the tree. I don't need to worry about foreground sharpness because obviously it's all moving water, so it's going to be soft anyway. Compositionally, we've got the water, a lovely line of rocks leading up to the tree, and that's it. I mean, yeah, it's a nice image, it really is. It's not what you would expect to see from an image within the Narrows, you know? But nonetheless, it's not a bad image, and I'm fairly happy with it. So I'll take this, half a second, f11. And that is rather nice. Come on, sky, clear up, come on. Yes.
Oh. I watch your YouTube.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's a shame the Zion glow didn't happen, and it's not going to happen. Not certainly whilst I'm in the Narrows. It's just cloud, 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 cloud. We are getting flashes of light, but really not much. But I do have this lovely composition, and I'm just waiting for the crowds to clear so I can take the photograph without anybody being in shot. It's just a waiting game, really, just patience. And I think this is going to be my last image, although I've only taken one. This will be number 2, so yeah, 2 images in the Narrows, which isn't bad actually. This one's a classic, absolutely lovely composition, waterfall, rocks. The rocks sweep round in a lovely leading line to the trees, and then the canyon walls, everything, you know, it's just magic. I don't know if this is the best time to take this shot, because I don't know the area, I don't know what the light does. But it's nice enough for me to stop, set up and take the photograph, which is exactly what I'm going to do as soon as I get a good window of no people. Which I think is about now. Okay, so very quickly, we are waiting for one guy, but he's about to go. I've got a polarizer on now. This is a Lee polarizer. I mentioned this in my What's in My Bag video. They say that you can use this on a 16mm lens without any vignetting. I am at about 18mm and I'm not getting any vignetting. I have to be quick here, there's people coming. I've also got on a 3-stop ND filter, which is going to give me a shutter speed of about 2.5 seconds, which is just right for this water. Compositionally, absolutely lovely leading line of the rocks, the waterfall, the canyons. It's just absolutely magic. I'm going to take the shot now because there's people coming. Here we go. I'm making my way out of the Narrows now. I've been in here 5 hours and it's just absolutely phenomenal. This morning, when there was nobody around, it was absolutely amazing. It's lunchtime now, so it's obviously a lot busier, but that's fine. I think it's a story of two halves. On one hand, the hike and the scenery and the sights and the sounds were all just phenomenal. But on the other hand, we didn't get the light. You know, there was no Zion glow, there was no reflected light. It was just a shame, really. I did manage to find a couple of images though, so I'm happy with those images. I like them, but I'm a bit frustrated because I do believe that they could be a little bit better if conditions were right. But not to worry, that's photography. So I'm going to go, put some dry shoes on, head home, and have some lunch.